seen other Canadians try to stand up in their own way, and one of these individuals that I am so proud of is a Canadian military serviceman named James Topp. Has anybody here heard of James Topp? If you haven't, let me just tell you briefly about him. He stood with police on guard early on and decided since that point he is going to make a statement. And that statement is, he is walking right now from Vancouver all the way to Ottawa to get our Charter of Rights and Freedoms back and to create awareness and get more people to rise up and stand. It's called Canada Marches. It's unbelievable what he's doing. Let's do what the media refuses to, and let's get the message out there about Police on Guard and also Canada Marches and all of the groups that you hear today taking a stand for our rights and freedoms. Thank the truckers for everything they're doing, because my God, they really helped awaken a lot of folks, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of them.
On my recent trip to Saskatchewan, I had the opportunity to meet and speak with James Topp, a Canadian soldier who is marching from Vancouver to Ottawa as an act of protest supporting the overall freedom movement in Canada.
What compelled me to do this was I was in a pit of despair after having been placed on leave without pay, having been told by the military that I'm going to be released from service for not complying with an order that I think is unlawful. Being in the same place a lot of people are, not knowing what to do, and then seeing the truckers and the Freedom Convoy stand up and do something, that compelled me to do something. Look at myself, what could I do? I knew in my heart that this was something I could do, and so I decided to go for it. It has little to do with the actual vaccine itself. It has more to do with government overreach that I have a problem with, and privacy issues surrounding who and who does not know my particulars about my medical records. So there's that.
With the mandates dropping, everybody really wants to know why you didn't just turn around and head home.
Well, because the mandates aren't dropping. They're dropping certain ones. Actually, they're just withdrawing them for a time, but they're actually not dropped. There's still mask mandates. There's still requirements for people to show proof of vaccination to fly on an aircraft, for example. I haven't been invited back to work, and I also haven't been told by the military that all of the recorded warnings and the counseling and probation that I had to sign are being withdrawn. So I haven't been told that it's good. I'm okay to go back to work there either. So we've extended an invitation to every member of Parliament and all the sitting senators to have a conversation, start a dialogue that wasn't had earlier this year. You had a group of Canadians gathered in the nation's capital, at the seat of power of this country, to engage in dialogue with members of Parliament who are paid to represent them, and they were subsequently ignored. So I want to reestablish that dialogue. I want to reestablish trust in our government. I want to give opportunity to our government officials, members of Parliament, to show the Canadian public that they actually care about them, and to have a conversation with me. And it's not just going to be a conversation with me, it's going to be all of the folks who are already there, trying to have those conversations, bringing to light to these members of Parliament what damage has been done by the implementation of these mandates. I want to talk to them about the damage that has been done with regards to people who have lost employment, people who have been denied a paycheck, and for what? And I also want to talk to them about the damage done to the families and how they've been split apart, because our society has been divided in a way I don't think has ever been encountered before in the history of this country.
What can the Canadian people do to support you in what you're doing here?
Well, they're doing it already. I mean, as we encounter different groups and different communities that we go through, they support us with accommodations, or they have pooled some resources together to get us some accommodations, because it's critical for us to get a good night's sleep. If my original plan, which had been to rough it the entire journey, I would probably be still being in the mountains right now. So it's the support that I'm receiving from these communities, such as accommodations, food donations, direct cash donations, which are helping us with the accommodations, with refueling this particular mobile support unit, which in the weather that we're encountering here in Saskatchewan, it's actually vital to our operations. So this is how this evolved into a one-man show, into a kind of a team effort. And the encouragement and the support as we travel down the highway, in the form of honks and people waving or pulling over and getting out and saying hi, all I would ask, if that's something that you want to do, just please be careful. If you are on the Trans-Canada and you happen to see us, mind the traffic, pull over with in a safe manner, and then engage with us. Or you can look for the RV, which is usually parked about 3 or 5 kilometers ahead of us, and you can wait there while I arrive on foot.
Thank you so much. I know you're a busy guy. I know you got a long way to walk, but I want to thank you very much for taking a moment just to have a conversation with just a YouTuber from Canada. Thank you so much, James.
Raven Dark and Daisy Media will be joining James Topp for the final leg of his approach to Ottawa.
Stay tuned. Follow Daisy Chris on Facebook, Daisy Media on Instagram and TikTok, Raven Dark on YouTube. I'll be going live as we approach Ottawa. Raven and I will both be getting together film for a documentary that will be coming out soon.
This is our country, no matter what side of this you stand on. Now is the time for our voices to be heard.